statement set through your red hot introduction, then you got to do pre-call strategy, where you're throwing it up on the whiteboard and you're beating it up. You know, who's the incumbent, who's us, and how are we different, how are we better? So then you can go on your sales call, go leverage your differentiation to be able to wedge out the incumbent. You get to that point right there, and now you should have a highly qualified prospect where you have pain, you know what they want, and you found out, can they fire the incumbent and hire you? If you don't have a process, if you don't have that well-defined, how are you going to go drive it? Then what happens? You know, it goes to marketing, stays there for 30, 60, 90 days. You come back and present it, and now you got to deal with those last-minute antics and tactics of the incumbent, and you know what they are because you do them to your competition, where you come back in and you leverage guilt, you leverage loyalty, you leverage whatever you need to do what? Try to retain your business. We know it happens. Then you win it, wedge-proof it, and then start the cross-sell and round-out process. All I'm saying is this. If you don't have a well-defined process that everybody's responsible to do, and you help them understand it, then what are you driving? It's almost like it's the difference between a pickup game of football versus having a real structure to be able to move down the field and score touchdowns. So let's go to the next step. Well, before we do, let's talk about what happens if you don't have a process real quickly. Here's what happens. You can't drive an idea. You can talk about it, but you can't drive it. You got to have a process if you want to drive it. What's the next thing? You can't train an idea. You can talk about it, but you can't train it. You can train in a process if you got it well defined. And here's the last thing. You can't measure an idea. You can talk about it, but you can't measure it. So do you have a process well defined? If not, take this one. It's a good one. It works.